أَلَمْ تَرَ إِلَى رَبِّكَ. Have you not considered your Lord? أَلَمْ تَرَ. What does tara mean? You see, right? And over here, what is being said? Have you not seen your Lord? Is there anyone who has seen Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala amongst the people? No. Even the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even Musa alayhi salam, they did not see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what does it mean by this? Have you not seen your Lord? Meaning, have you not considered, have you not reflected on this deed, on this work, on this craft of your Lord? Have you not considered this? What He shows to you every single day. What? That كَيْفَ مَدَّ الظِّلَّ. How He spreads the shadow. How He extends shadows. Madda, from the root letters, mim dal dal. Madda yamuddu literally means to extend something. To prolong something. To lengthen something. One is to stretch something widthwise. But the other is to stretch something lengthwise. Mad is to stretch something lengthwise. So how He spreads, how He extends al-zil, the shadow. Al-zil, za, lam, lam. What is a shadow? It's basically like a dark area that is produced by a body that comes between light and a surface. So you have light and you have a surface. When there's going to be light, that light is going to fall on that surface. But when you have a body in the middle, what's that body going to do? It's going to prevent the light from reaching that surface. And as a result, you're going to see a dark area, a dark shape on that surface. Now that light could be the sun, it could be some artificial light, it could be any kind of light. It could be even moonlight. So, كَيْفَ مَدَّ الظِّلَّ. How Allah extends the shadow. This shadow refers to the shadow that is produced by the sun. And how is it lengthened? How is it stretched? How is it increased? That first of all, at night time, what do you see? Shadow. It's all dark. Then upon sunrise, what happens? As the sun comes up, as the sun rises, the shadows are long towards the west. Because the sun is coming out from the east and you see the shadows falling towards the west. And then they are long at that point. If you notice after Fajr, in the morning, if you go for a walk, you will see the shadows are quite long as the sun is rising upwards. But as the sun reaches the meridian, what happens to the shadow? It almost disappears because it's right underneath you. Because the sun is right above you. And as the sun begins to decline towards Maghrib time, as the sun sets, what happens? You see the shadows towards east. Because the sun is going towards the west. And again, they're long. And then what happens? As the sun sets, then it's completely dark. So, كَيْفَ مَدَّ الظِّلَّ. How Allah extends the shadow. That it does not remain the same. It does not remain the same. It's small, it increases, it reduces, right? And then it increases, and then it reduces, and then it increases, and then it reduces again and again. So the shadow, it keeps changing, increasing, decreasing over the day. And the longer the day, the longer the shadow. The longer the day, the longer the shadow. Why? Because the longer the day, the sun is up, it's hot, you need more shade. This is the mercy of Allah. So كَيْفَ مَدَّ الظِّلَّ. وَلَوْ شَاءَ. And if He willed, if Allah wanted, لَجَعَلَهُ سَاكِنًا. He could have made it stationary. He could have made the shadow still. What does it mean by that? That the shadows would not move from the right to the left, from the east to the west or west to the east, nor would their length increase or decrease. What would that mean? The earth would not be rotating. Because the shadow increases, decreases, turns from right to left based on what? The position of the sun. Which is based on what? The rotation of the earth. So if Allah wanted, He could have made it still. The shadow would not increase, decrease. The light of the day would always remain the same all the time. Because just imagine if the shadow is the same all the time. What does it mean? That the light, the position of the sun is always the same as well. Just like a light bulb. That when you have a light bulb, and if it's at a particular position, then what's going to happen? No matter when you turn it on, the shadow is always going to be the same. Always. But if you have a light that increases, decreases, that moves from one point to the other, then the shadow is also going to change. So imagine if the sun was like a light bulb. On, off. And only at one point. Then you wouldn't get sunlight in every part of your house. Because in the morning you get sunlight in one part. During the day you get sunlight at what part? Isn't it so? And by the time of sunset you get it at another part. So this is a huge blessing of Allah. If He wanted, He could have made it still. ثُمَّ جَعَلْنَا الشَّمْسَ Then we have made the sun, عَلَيْهِ, over it, meaning over the zil, dalilan, a guide. What does dalil mean? How do you know the word dalil to be? What does it mean? Evidence, right? What is an evidence? It proves something. It leads you to something. It directs you to something. So a dalil is that through which one recognizes something. Like for example, what is the evidence that something is alive? Breathing, it's moving, it's walking. That's the evidence. So dalil is something through which you recognize something. It's a proof, it's an evidence, it's a sign through which you recognize something. So basically it's a source of ma'rifah. It's a source of recognition. And a dalil is also the cause, the evidence behind something. Why is this thing breathing? Because it is alive. This is why the word dalil also applies to a phone book. Why? It leads you, it guides you to phone numbers. Right? Similarly, the word dalil also applies to a sailor. Because he is the guide of the ship. He takes the ship wherever it's supposed to go. So dalil over here is indicator of the shadow. Meaning, Allah has made the sun the cause of the shadow. The cause of the shadow is what? The sun. Were it not for the sun, the shadow would not have been known. There would be no shadows. And also dalil is guide. Meaning, according to the movement of the sun, according to the position of the sun, the shadows change. They move, they increase, they decrease. So what is the cause behind the shadow? It's the sun. What leads it? What changes it? It's the sun. ثُمَّ قَبَضْنَاهُ إِلَيْنَا Then we hold it in hand. قَبْضًا يَسِيرًا For a brief grasp. What does it mean by that? ثُمَّ قَبَضْنَاهُ قَبَضْنَا from the root letters? قَاف بَا ضاد قَبْض. And what does قَبْض mean? To grasp something, to hold something in your hand. Remember what Samiri said? That فَقَبَضْتُ قَبْضَةً مِنْ أَثَرِ الرَّسُولِ I took a handful. So, ثُمَّ قَبَضْنَاهُ We grasp it, we seize it, إِلَيْنَا to us, meaning with us. قَبْضًا A grasp that is yasir, that is easy. This ayah has been understood in two ways. That first of all, in the previous ayah, what is being said? That كَيْفَ مَدَّ الظِّلْ How the shadow increases, how it lengthens. And what's the reason behind that? The sun. But does it remain long all the time? No. It reduces as well. So how we retract the shadow? We reduce the shadow. And how do we reduce it? قَبْضًا يَسِيرًا Very gently, in a very subtle way, that you don't even realize. That you're standing, the shadow is there, it's so long, and gradually, without even you noticing it, it's gone. That sometimes you're standing under a tree. You are sitting in a particular place, and you're under the shade. But what happens? After some time you notice that the shadow has moved to another position. Or it has reduced. It has decreased. So قَبْضًا يَسِيرًا Yasir, yusr means ease, but over here it gives meaning of very gently. That you don't even realize, in such a subtle manner, it is reduced. It is retracted. Others have said that ثُمَّ قَبَضْنَاهُ إِلَيْنَا قَبْضًا يَسِيرًا That we hold it in hand. Meaning we fix it. We make it stay. قَبْضًا يَسِيرًا For a brief grasp. That it's not that the shadow is constantly changing. That all of a sudden you see the shadow on the right and it goes towards the left. Or that it increases and it decreases. No. What happens? When there is shadow in a particular spot, it's there for some time. For a brief moment. Otherwise, if it was constantly changing, increasing, decreasing, then we would feel dizzy. Think about it. If a light is constantly flickering, how do you feel? It's so annoying. Similarly, if constantly the shadows were moving, increasing, decreasing, getting darker, getting lighter, it would be such an annoyance. So ثُمَّ قَبَضْنَاهُ إِلَيْنَا قَبْضًا يَسِيرًا Now there is a great lesson that we learn from these verses. What do we learn? That everything that happens, no matter how subtle is it, no matter how obvious it is, no matter how quickly it happens, no matter how slowly it happens, no matter how great its effect is, or how little its effect is, who is behind it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That when the sun rises, it's very obvious. But the shadows, they're not that obvious to us. We don't really give them that much attention. How the shadows increase, decrease, they move from one position to the other, so subtle. We don't even notice it so many times. Who is behind it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what do we see? That when the sun rises, the shadow, it goes through gradual changes, and then eventually, what happens? The sun sets. And then it's completely dark. The same is with our life. That how when a child is born, slowly and gradually, in such a subtle manner he grows, that all of a sudden you wonder, oh my God, he's 5 years old? I'm 20 years old? You wonder, how quickly life has passed away. How quickly all those years went by. That people find it so shocking. I'm a grandparent now? Just yesterday I remember when I became a parent, and now all of a sudden I'm a grandparent. My sister has a kid? That's so weird, isn't it? So how quickly, how in such a subtle manner life changes. It changes. It doesn't stop. It's not stationary. So just as the sun rises, the shadows, they increase, decrease, they change in such a subtle manner, you don't even realize, this is how life happens. This is how life changes. That a child is born, he grows slowly and gradually. You don't even realize he's walking, he's running, he's talking, he's going to school, now he's going to university, now he's getting married, now he has a child, now he's buying his house, now he's sending his child to school. So how quickly life happens. And one day what happens? He's gone. Life comes to an end. ثُمَّ قَبَضْنَاهُ إِلَيْنَا قَبْضًا يَسِيرًا. That so quickly, in a few moments, without even you realizing, life comes to an end. That person who you knew so well, vibrant, jolly, alive, living, talking, walking before you, now he's gone. Finished. قَبْضًا يَسِيرًا. This Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows to us every single day. This is the reality of life. Notice it, see it, realize it with the coming of the sun and the going of the sun, with the shadows moving. This is the reality of life. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows it to us every single day. If you notice, this is mentioned after desires. That how when a person is busy fulfilling his desires, he does one thing after the other, pursuing one thing after the other, and eventually what happens? Life comes to an end. But what is it that will make a person serious about his life, that he really accomplishes something? Because life is going to pass by. You don't even realize you're 30 years old. And you wonder, what did I achieve? What did I do? Life is going to go. It's going to continue. It's going to pass by. So if you keep fulfilling your desires, you won't even realize so much of your life has passed by. What is it that will make a person careful about his life? That he really takes advantage? What is it? It's the remembrance of death. It's the realization that I am going to go one day. Just as the sun went down today, the day was overcome by the night, similarly one day I will be overcome by death. This life I have will come to an end. This is why the Prophet ﷺ said, أَكْثِرُوا ذِكْرَ هَازِمِ اللَّذَّاتِ, that remember much the destroyer of pleasures. And what is it? Death. Remember it. Because when you remember it, then you will do something with your life. Then you will take account of each and every day of yours. Then you will not want to go to sleep unless you have accomplished something. That when you see the sun going down, you know that one day has gone by. That a part of your life has also come to an end. You don't know if you're going to see the next day. Therefore, do something before the sun goes down. Many times it's because of desires that we're not able to set the right priorities. We're not able to do things that are important, things that are urgent. It's because of desires. This is why the Prophet ﷺ said, remember death. Remember your end. If you put it in writing, in your kitchen or on some board or somewhere where you can see, I have to die one day. I have to die. Am I ready? Just put these two sentences. If you speak a different language that other people don't know, write it in that language so that it serves as a reminder. Have it written down in Arabic from somewhere. I have to die. And ask yourself, remind yourself every day, am I ready? Am I ready? Life will keep going. It will keep changing in a very subtle way. And if you keep waiting for that ideal moment when you're going to start doing something, when you're going to start doing something useful, you never know, that moment might not come. You have to do what is important now. You have to value every single day, every single hour. Remember that, because that will enable you to keep a check on yourself. وَهُوَ الَّذِي, and He is the one who جَعَلَ لَكُمُ اللَّيْلَ لِبَاسًا, He has made the night for you as clothing. What does it mean by that? What does clothing do? They cover you. They are a source of covering, and they're also a source of sukoon, pleasure and comfort. Because if a person does not wear proper clothing, he's going to be uncomfortable, he will be cold, he will be too hot. So clothes are worn not just to cover the body, but also to feel comfortable. So Allah has made the night for you, why? As a libas. As something that completely covers you. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَى, and the night when it covers up. And it is also a source of sukoon for you. Because imagine if it was light all the time. When would we get rest? وَهُوَ الَّذِي جَعَلَ لَكُمُ اللَّيْلَ لِبَاسًا وَالنَّوْمَ سُبَاتًا, and He has made the sleep as subatan, as rest. The sleep that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us, it is a means of rest. Subat is from the root letter sin bata. Any other word from the same root? Sabt, the Sabbath. Why was it called Sabt? Because that is the day when they would cut themselves off from all types of worldly work, worldly engagements. So Sabt literally means to cut. It means qatr, to cut something. It is said sabata sha'ruhu, meaning he cut off his hair. And Subat is used for sleep at night. Why? Because it brings rest to a person. No matter how much work a person wants to do, he's cut off. Like for example, if you're eating, can you check your email at the same time? Yes. If you are working in the kitchen, can you listen to a lecture at the same time? Yes. If you are cleaning up the house, can you do dhikr at the same time? Yes. But if you're sleeping, can you listen to a lecture? Can you do dhikr? No. It cuts you off from everything. And because you're cut off from everything, what happens? Your body gets to rest. So, وَالنَّوْمَ سُبَاتًا, and He has made the sleep as a means of rest for you. A cut from all work, from all movement, rest for your body. Because if you were not given the sleep, then there are some people who would constantly work. They would never give rest to their bodies. وَجَعَلَ النَّهَارَ, and He has made the day nushura, a scattering. What does it mean by that, nushur? Nushur is resurrection, right? So during the day, the people who are asleep, the animals that are asleep, what happens? It is as though they have come back to life. It is as though they have been resurrected. And nashr is also to spread, to scatter. So all those people who are in their houses, all those birds who are in their nests, what happens in the morning? They all come out and they spread everywhere. Nushura. So what do we learn in this ayah? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made our time such that it's divided into two portions. One is the night, the other is the day. Why? So that we get the night in which we can rest, in which we can get some comfort, in which we can relax. And He has made the day such that we get to work. The night is dark, it's dull. Naturally you want to sleep. The day is bright, it's vibrant, everyone is out there. Naturally you want to work. And if you're sleeping at that time, you feel guilty. No matter how much you're enjoying that sleep, you do feel guilty. So this is the system that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. This is the natural system. Sleeping at night, working during the day. In Surah Al-An'am, ayah 60, we learn, وَهُوَ الَّذِي يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ بِاللَّيْلِ, and it is He who takes your souls by night, meaning when you're asleep. And if you think about it, sleep, it is like the twin sister of death. When you're asleep, you can't do anything. You can't eat, you can't smell, You cannot see, you cannot talk, you cannot enjoy. Even if your senses are working, you cannot really perceive what's going on. Now in the previous ayah, what did we learn? The example of the withdrawal of the shadow. And over here, we're given the example of the night. And sleep and death, they're closely related to one another. If you think about it, sleep is rest for all. Any person who sleeps, whether believer or disbeliever, no matter how hard he's worked, no matter how much work he's neglected, when he sleeps, he gets comfort. His body is rejuvenated. He gets his energy back. But who will really find death comfortable? Who? A person who has done something in his life. A person who has accomplished something in his life. Who did not make his desire his God, but rather he gave all priority to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sleep is a rest for all people. However, death is only comfort for who? For the believer. The one who has accomplished something in his life. Even in this dunya, if you think about it, a person who has done some work, who has worked very, very hard, when he sleeps, he has a good sleep. But a person who has not really done anything, in fact, he has caused trouble to other people, will he be able to sleep comfortably? No. Even if he's extremely wealthy, but because he has hurt other people, he has caused harm to other people, he will not be able to sleep comfortably. Even the comfort from his sleep is going to go. Same thing is with death. A person who has done good, a person who has done what he's supposed to do, who has not done zulm, who has given the haqq of others, his death will be a source of comfort for him. وَهُوَ الَّذِي, and he is the one who أَوْصَلَ الرِّيَاحَ, who sends the winds. Why? بُشْرًا بَيْنَ يَدَيْ رَحْمَتِهِ, as good tidings before his mercy. الرِّيَاح is a plural of rih. So Allah is the one who sends the winds as bushran. What does bushran mean? Bushran is a plural, and it's a singular of the word bashira. What does bashira mean? One who brings good news. So the winds, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends them as bearing good news before the actual rahmah comes. So the winds, they bring the good news of rahmah. What does rahmah refer to? Rain. So before the actual rain comes, Allah sends the good news. Isn't it so nice? That one is that you receive something good, but the other is that you are sent the good news, that within 2-3 hours, so and so will come. You will get such and such. You get so excited. It adds to your enjoyment and your pleasure. You look more forward to it. And you will only give good news to a person when you care about them. So look at how much Allah cares for His people, that He sends winds as good news before the actual rain comes. وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ, and we have sent down from the sky, مَاءً طَهُورًا, water that is pure. From the sky, what type of water comes down? Pure water, tahur. Tahur is from the root letters tahara, and tahur is that which is clean. But remember that tahur is fa'ul, so there is mubalagha. So it is not just clean in itself, but it also cleans the other. It's something through which cleanliness is obtained. It's something through which cleanliness is obtained. So for example, if you want to do wudu with rainwater, you can actually do it. You understand? Rainwater can be used to do wudu. Why? Because it is ma'an tahura, water that is a source of purification. And if you look at it, this water that does come down from the sky, what does it clean? Cleans up the air, cleans up the streets, cleans up the trees, cleans up the cars. Some people refuse to wash their cars, and what happens when it rains? Then they get a natural car wash. Similarly, your trees. It's possible that your driveway, you never really bother cleaning it. But what happens when it rains? It gets cleaned up, naturally. Ma'an tahura. The entire environment, it looks clean. It's as though somebody has washed it. It is said about rainwater that كُلُّ قَطْرَةٍ مِّنْهُ فِي الْبَرِّ بِرٌّ, that every raindrop on land is bir. It's a source of goodness. وَفِي الْبَحْرِ دُرٌّ, and in the sea, what does it turn into? Durri. What is it? Pearl. So rainwater, ma'an tahura. Elsewhere it is mentioned as mubarakan. a source of great blessings, great benefit. So, before sending this clean water, this cleansing water, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends good news. And then when this water comes, it's a source of great benefit for people. لِنُحْيِيَ بِهِ, so that we may bring life through it. بَلْدَةً مَيْتًا, to a dead land. A land that was dead, void of any vegetation. No plants. And no plants, that means no insects, that means no bees, that means no birds. بَلْدَةً مَيْتًا, dead land. But what happens when rain comes down? It turns alive. There's so much life on it. وَنُسْقِيَهُ, and we give to drink it. What? This rainwater that comes down, we give it to drink. مِمَّا خَلَقْنَا, from that which we have created. Who benefits? Who drinks this rainwater? أَنْعَامًا, grazing livestock. وَأَنَاسِيَّ كَثِيرًا, and many, many people. They benefit from this rainwater. So what do we learn in this ayah? The benefits of rainwater. That first of all, dead land comes back to life. And secondly, نُسْقِيَهُ مِمَّا خَلَقْنَا أَنْعَامًا وَأَنَاسِيَّ كَثِيرًا. Many, many people and many animals, they benefit from this rainwater. Now you may wonder, we don't generally drink rainwater. You may think like that. Today especially. Where do you drink from? People actually tell you don't drink rainwater. They tell you don't eat snow, don't eat hail. Why? Because the environment is so filthy. The air is so unclean that because of that, any water that comes down from the sky, it's not clean, it's not safe for consumption. That's what we're told. But if you look at it, the water that comes down from the sky, where does it collect? In lakes, in rivers, in reservoirs, right? Similarly in your dams that you've made. Or for example, if it comes in the form of snow, it collects, and then as it melts, it is absorbed by the earth. And as it's absorbed by the earth, it goes into natural places where water is collected. And from that, people draw out the water. So if it wasn't for this rainwater, if it wasn't for the system that Allah had created, then how would we get to drink water? It would be so difficult. So, نُسْقِيَهُ مِمَّا خَلَقْنَا أَنْعَامًا وَأَنَاسِيَّ كَثِيرًا. And if you notice, out of all the animals, who is mentioned? Grazing livestock. Why are they mentioned in particular? Because we benefit from that. If they drink, we get milk. We get meat. And if they don't have to drink, then human beings also suffer. And the word anasi is the plural of insan. It's the plural of insan or insi, both. وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَاهُ بَيْنَهُمْ, and we have certainly distributed it among them. We have distributed this rain among who? Among the people. صَرَّفَ يُصَرِّفُ التَّصْرِيف. What does it mean? Tasrif, sarf saghir, sarf kabir. Tasrif, what does it mean? We have done this word earlier as well. Sarrafa yusarrifu tasrif. Diversify. So it means to send something, to bring something, to take it back and bring it again in a different form. You understand? That you bring it, you take it back, you bring it in another form. Like for example, your tasrif in grammar. You have the word, but you have the different forms of the word. Isn't it so? You have the fi'l madi, you have the fi'l mudari, you have the masdar, you have the fa'il, you have the maf'ul, you have the zarf, so on and so forth. You have the majhul, you have the ma'ruf. This is what sarf is. So, sarf is to change something and bring it back. It also means to repeat, because you really have to repeat the sarf. It means to distribute, to circulate. So, sarrafnahu baynahum, what does it mean? That we bring it in circulation. We bring the rain how? In circulation. It's not that it rains only in one place and it does not rain in another place. Isn't it so? It's not that it rains only in one place in concentrated areas, and if you want to benefit from rain, you have to go there. No. Any place, every place, it rains over there, whether a little or a lot. صَرَّفْنَاهُ. And it's distributed amongst the people. Everyone gets it. Everyone gets to benefit from it. Similarly, it's not that it rains only in one specific quantity. No. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Different lands, different people. Sometimes it rains in one place, and at another time it rains in another place. So, وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَاهُ بَيْنَهُمْ. We bring it in circulation. It's not that there's only 1 month in which there will be rain, and the rest of the year, no rain at all. No. It's brought in circulation. It rains 1 week, then it rains the next week, then it does not rain the next month, and then it rains the next few weeks. Right? This is the system that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said. وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَاهُ بَيْنَهُمْ. Why? لِيَذَّكَّرُوا, so that they can take a lesson. What lesson do we learn? By the fact that rain is not in our control. It comes in circulation. It comes according to the will of Allah. And it's sent everywhere. What's the lesson in that? That rain is only in the control of Allah. It comes only at the command of Allah. Only He has complete authority over it. When Allah shows us the rain like this, that we want it to rain, it does not rain. We want that it should not rain, but it rains. Like for example, if you're gardening, and you put these tiny, very delicate herbs, you put them in your backyard, and there it's raining for 3 days in a row. Thunderstorms. What does it show to you? It's not in your control. It's in Allah's control. It shows us our weakness, that how little we are. That just as rain is not in our control, the shadows are not in our control, the sun is not in our control. Similarly, our life is also not in our control. The changes that happen, the certain events that happen, the birth of someone, the death of someone, the sickness of someone, the long life of someone, the short life of someone. This is what? Not in our control. So instead of getting upset, instead of getting angry, what are we supposed to do? Do what we can. Be content with the decision of Allah. And when we accept it, when we're content with it, only then we can do something productive. Because if a person is only wondering, why am I like this? Why am I 30 years old? I should be younger. Then what can you do? Nothing. In fact, it'll make you so depressed that you won't be able to accomplish anything at all. So, وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَاهُ بَيْنَهُمْ لِيَذَّكَّرُوا. But what is the response of people? فَأَبَى أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ إِلَّا كُفُورًا. But most people refuse except disbelief. Meaning the only reaction they show is what? Of ingratitude, of denial. Kufur is what? Denial as well as ingratitude. And if you look at it, ingratitude is something that is so common, especially with regards to rain. That when it rains, people complain. Why is it raining? Haven't we had enough? Another snowstorm? We've had so much snow this winter. And now we're having so much rain. Do we really need it? Is it really necessary? People complain all the time. It's too much rain. We can't go outside. See now it's humid. See now the grass is growing so much. See now so many insects. Too much rain. Or other people complain, too little rain. Why doesn't it stop? Why doesn't it come? It's such a bother. And if you look at it, people who are complete strangers, if they come across one another, what is the comment typically that people will make? Something about the weather. It's so hot today. And it's so cold today. It's so wet today. Complaining. To who? People who are complete strangers. فَأَبَى أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ إِلَّا كُفُورًا. This is like a rebuke. فَأَبَى أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ إِلَّا كُفُورًا. This is the only reaction they show. Look at the mercy of Allah. He sends rain. Before the rain, He sends winds. Good news. This is rahmah. This is blessing. And you complain? You show ingratitude? So, we must be very, very careful. We should stop making negative comments about the weather. We should stop making negative comments about the weather. Don't complain about the heat. Don't complain about the cold. Don't complain about the rain. There is one thing to mention it, but the other is to complain about it. You always have to be content with the weather, because who is running the system? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knows what people need. He knows what the earth needs. He knows what the creatures need. And in order to fulfill the needs of everyone, not just our desires, He sends the rain, or He sends the snow, or He sends the sun, or He sends the humidity, or whatever that is required. So we should stop complaining. If we have something good to say, we should say. And if we don't have anything good to say, then we should remain quiet. The fact that we don't have any control over rain shows to us that we don't have any control over wahi as well. When rain comes, we have to accept it, whether we're ready for it or not. Isn't it so? We have to change ourselves. Like for example, if it's winter, if it's raining, wear a jacket. Bundle up before going outside. You have to accommodate. You have to change yourself. You cannot expect the rain to change. Same thing with the commands of Allah. Many times what happens is that people, they get distracted from the deen because they're very concerned about earning their rizq. But the fact is that rizq sarrafnahu baynahum. Rain represents what? Provision. So, فَأَبَى أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ إِلَّا كَفُورًا. What's the lesson we learn from this? Don't say anything negative about the weather. We should remove such comments, such conversations, such complaints from our lives. Because this is ingratitude. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.